Continuing coverage of Summer Access here in 2026 with Saluki basketball and one of the fresh newcomers, one of the true freshmen coming in. Man, he's got a spectacular high school background, of course, comes from Louisville, Kentucky. It's none other than J Jack, as the guys call him. A lot of them call him Jack too. Jeremiah Jackson joins us. Jeremiah, good to have you, man. How's it feel so far being a Saluki as we're almost near that 4th of July break for you guys this summer? So you're almost halfway through the summer. How fast has it gone?
First is feeling great. I'm trying to fit in and get to know everybody and get the style of play, and that's been going great. So all the coaches giving me all the information I need, and it is going by fast. Is to be in that first week of July almost, it's going quick.
I think it's fast for everybody, but it's even faster for the true freshmen. There's always advice that you get when you come in and say, hey, here are going to be things that are going to be thrown at you right away. What was the best piece of advice that you got coming into it that has helped make your transition here look as, at least from our perspective, it's been pretty smooth. You've been transitioning well.
I'll definitely say to be where your feet are. Be grounded. You definitely want to be if you wherever you at, be the best you can be wherever you are. You know what I'm saying? So definitely being here and being the best I can be and trying to be the best I can be, learning from Jay Haynes, Seahawk, the guys that was here before. So just learning from them. They give me advice to, be here, be aware, be attentive, talk. It's been going great.
You know that you were going to be a Saluki for a while. And talking to Coach Hawk, like there was always a great connection with you guys and the staff and trying to figure out, hey, what can I expect when I got here from everything you were told? Has it been everything that you thought it would be this summer in terms of interacting with your teammates, kind of learning the program, learning how to play? Has it been everything that was kind of built up through the recruiting process?
Yeah, it's definitely been everything. Coaches have definitely fed into me, loved on me, been there for me wherever I need, uh, kept in touch with me even before I got here. You know what I'm saying? So definitely everything I expected. And when they say it's a basketball, this is a basketball school, it really is. Because I remember I was just out getting something to eat, and somebody was like, "Are you Jeremiah Jackson on this?" You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely everything I expected.
Hey, wait till you get in a game and you win some games, and
Yes,
then people
yes,
are really
sir.
going to recognize you,
Yes, sir.
Jeremiah. Before we kind of get back to the team this summer and building with your new teammates, let's talk about your process of getting here to SIU. What was the recruiting process like for you, Jeremiah? Was it something quickly that you felt like, yeah, Division One is going to be my path pretty early, or were there just hey, kind of those moments in high school as you're working your way up? It kind of was a little bit of a late bloomer. Like, how would you describe your recruiting process and your basketball kind of talent development through high school?
I'll say my talent development. I wouldn't say it started slow, but I was definitely on the football side of things at first, coming out of middle school. So I was just trying to figure out like whether or not I wanted to do both.
Yeah.
And once I decided to just play basketball, I remember my first when I got my first one of my offers in my freshman summer. I was like, okay, things going good. It was a D1 offer, so I'm like, okay, let's just keep things rolling. And more offers start coming in. And then toward my junior year, I talked to one of the assistant coaches. He's not here no more, Tay Gibbs, but I
Yeah.
talked to him. He was like, "We love you. We like your game." And then when I came on my visit, it was everything that they seen. Like they compared my game to a former player. I was like, okay, this is where I see myself here definitely. So towards that my senior year, I was like, I think I'm ready to make my decision. Committed, called Coach Nagy. Coach Nagy was actually at a concert. So yeah, I made him more. I think I made him a little bit more happy at that concert. So I called him and I told him I wanted to be a Saluki. So
I'm gonna have to ask him one who the concert was and what song was playing. That's got to be one of his favorite songs,
yeah,
especially when you commit during that. When you're looking through the recruiting process and eventually you chose Southern Illinois, what was most important to you when you had your checklist of things that, hey, this is how I know it's going to be a fit for me? What were the biggest things that you were looking for?
I say definitely going back to what I said earlier was family. And when I say family, that means to me, yes, we're going to be family, but I also I need to tell you what I need to tell you. Constructive criticism,
Yeah.
and like you're gonna be my brother, whatever, brothers on the team, So listening to them, listening to everybody else on the team, just taking whatever they give me and feeding it on to the court. So, and another thing was just like, coaches was telling me about my game, my play style. They play hard, defense first. Focus on defense, and when you be a dog, everything comes easy on the defense side.
If we had a chance to talk to your teammates in high school, how would they describe you as a player, as a teammate?
Uh, as a player, they would say, like I said, straight dog. Try to get after everybody, and like I said, defense is. I start on everything on defense. because the offense started coming after that. I feel like I was a good leader. Left the program in good hands for players still there.
Yeah.
So it's going good.
St. X has a great reputation. And no doubt that history will continue past you. What do you believe about your experience at St. X, Jeremiah? What do you pinpoint as, man, going through these type of experiences, I feel like is making me prepared for what you're ultimately about to do?
I'll definitely say coming overcoming things because when I first got to St. X, I think we was 18 and 14 our freshman year. Then after that, we was 30 and 2, 30 and 4. So I was like, my coach was telling me, you're going to have to be one of the faces of the program and be one of the leaders and change it around. And given that role, it's not easy. So you got to embrace it, and tell everybody, feed it into all the other players. So once I developed that role to let's get this thing going. Let's get this thing going. Get these wins going. Let's get this focus on the team, and everything was great after that.
I think age at sometimes can just be a number.
All right,
And why I say that is you come from a program that you had to flip it. It was a program that you wanted to get to a winning expectation and ultimately did. This is same thing. This is a historic program, a proud program with a tremendous fan base that wants to see a winner. And it's been a while since
all
this
right.
program has been able to win a championship. What do you believe your teams had at St. X that were able to flip it? You were part of that process that flipped it. That's going to be important here. That you hope you can bring some of those characteristics over that you feel are really valued and that you can be a valuable piece to this program right away from the culture, from the program standpoint.
I'll say one thing I took from St. X was to not be complacent. Because I feel like we are gonna win some games here. But when we win some games, we can't look at it as oh, we ain't did this in a long time. Let's act like we've been here before. Keep the win streaks going, and then keep it going, and ultimately, if we don't get complacent, I promise everything's gonna be fine after that.
Let's kind of transition now to the here and now and this team. Again, we're talking to you about a month into this whole process. What has stood out already in a month about your teammates, this team, some of the strengths that you're seeing starting to be developed with this group?
uh, we already like brothers. And now since we all live in one complex right now, so we see each other every day, riding with each other sometimes. So like I said earlier about Seahawk and Jay Haynes, Jaheim, we got older guys and guys that been here before that with great knowledge for us young guys. So we come in, listen to them, and then sometimes we might see an older guy like down or something, tell them lift them up. So vice versa, everybody's feeding into each other. It's going amazing right now.
What would you say from a let's talk about Jay Haynes. You
Right.
know, that's a guy that had a great freshman year. Uh, what have you kind of picked his brain about of wanting to have a similar or even better freshman year than he did? Of hey, how do you come in and have an impact right away? If those are type of questions that you have asked them, what are the biggest questions you asked to try to help you?
I'll say one question I asked was about offense, and he told me straight up, and like, he's a great offensive player. He told me about the defensive side of things. He told me how to guard up on guards better, get around screen, get skinny on screen. So first thing, that's like to me, it's like, dang, one of the best offensive players is talk about defense first.
Yeah.
So like to me, I'm like, okay, it's really important to focus on the defensive side of things, and then offense is gonna come because, like I said, he's a great offensive player. So after he gets the defensive thing done, offense is easy. We know we're gonna score. So taking that from him is like okay, and be patient. Everything patience. Don't rush everything. This is gonna be a slow process. So enjoy it. Be patient. Don't want to rush everything. Cause when you rush, things start getting messed up. So just be patient. Play your game, and everything comes.
Think everybody, some of the biggest jumps, Jeremiah, from where you come from to where you are now is no doubt the preparation piece, whether it's scatter reports, the analytics, the numbers. There's going to be probably a lot more available to you now than what you had previously. How do you process all that information? What type of player are you in terms of what really helps you get ready for the next game, that gets ready for the opponent? I'm sure all of those pieces kind of mold together, but kind of specifically for you, what do you say really helps you in terms of your player development to get you ready for a game and opponent?
I'll say one, I was well prepared from high school. We did a lot of scatter report, and I had to huddle, so I watched teams out on hours and hours. And we had scatter reports before games, so like, I was definitely well prepared from St. X. So I'm just taking that, transition that over with a little bit more complex stuff, I'm sure. But
Yeah.
doing the same thing I was doing and studying the game early before we even play your opponent a week before. So I think I was well prepared for that.
What about the preparation piece do you love? Because I think whoever you talk to, the greatest players in the game today, or it's Jalen Brunson, who just was the MVP of the league. I'm sure Preparation is what he would pinpoint immediately. How have you embraced the preparation side?
I definitely embraced it, like studying, like I said, studying the film, because once you study the film on hours, when you see it in the game, you're like, I already seen this before. You know what I'm saying? So it comes way easier. And I think with me watching that hours on hours, that it just you just fall in love with it. I mean, if you just love basketball, at the end of the day, you're gonna love watching whoever and whenever, whoever the time might be. So definitely watching hours on hours has got me ready to play the game.
What ultimately drew you to basketball? Yes, we can talk about the offers. Those type of things, no doubt, draw your attention. But in terms of when it comes to compete, when it's time to play, what do you enjoy most about the competition within the game?
I'll definitely say when other teams or other players get rowdy and rah rah. I love that. It just shows you that somebody else loves the game, but at the end of the day, you gotta find out who loves it more. So when I step across the man in front of me, we gonna find out who loves it more. We're gonna find out who comes on top. I love that.
You're going to be a part of the Missouri Valley Conference, and it's a league that's been highly respected and one of the best leagues, top 10 leagues in the country for years and years. What have you been told about the league? What are you kind of expecting going into the league? And Jeremiah, this is a year, and it's been a league that's had some really young players and young freshmen come in and have an impact. Just kind of what you feel about the opportunity that you have ahead of you in the team.
I definitely have heard that this is really a basketball conference. Like a lot of the other teams don't have a lot of good football programs or whatever.
Yeah.
So I know that if whatever game we play in the conference, it's gonna be packed out. So definitely seeing that online and seeing games packed out, it just blows my mind how much people love this conference and love coming to the Saluki basketball games. So that's amazing to me.
I talked about the whatever freshman label, young player, but man, there have been some outstanding performances from guys who have been maybe not as expected right away. What do you believe are going to be the biggest keys for you to set yourself up for success right away when you get that opportunity?
I'll say do whatever it takes to win. No matter what I gotta do, no matter if I'm coming out, I gotta encourage whoever's on the floor. No matter I'm coming in and starting the defense, everybody, somebody, people down or something, getting defense going, clapping, being loud on the team. Do whatever it takes. I don't care if we have 0 points, 2 assists, 1 rebound. If I'm hustling, making extra plays and stuff, some people might not see it on the stat sheet, but I was doing whatever it took to win.
Being one of the true freshmen, one of three on this roster, Ty and Luke obviously being the other two, Luke Susko, even though Luke Walsh, sometimes we can say a freshman, whatever. No, we're joking, Luke. What do you like about your other freshman counterparts? How you guys have leaned on each other so far this summer?
One were roommates, so we talk to each other once every day or every day. I say
Yeah.
so, and I was surprised that we all had the same mindset to come in. Yes, we're freshmen, but we not gonna play as if we were freshmen. We're gonna play as if we leaders on the team. So we come in. Yes, we're listening to coaches, but we also come out and talking to everybody else, being vocal. And I definitely say Luke Susko and Ty, they getting the extra workouts, getting extra optional workouts. So I'm like glad to see that is if we're all freshmen, like I said, but we're not acting as if we were freshmen.
Out of the guys who have come back, I know we've already talked about Jay Haynes and his helpfulness. You mentioned C Hawk by name as well, Caden Hawkins. Out of guys who have been within this program, the returners,
Mhm.
what's been the biggest tone that they've set this summer so far? If you had to pick a tone and pick an area that they've really impacted specifically.
I'll say two things about two different people. I'll say one, Luke Walsh. He's a hard worker. If we had 6 in the morning, if we got 6 a.m. practice, he's at the gym at 5 o'clock. So I always see him in the gym first. So that definitely inspires me. I'm like, dang, he's in the gym, so I need to be in the gym. You know what I'm saying? It might be after the practice is over, I stay an hour later, or it might be before. So he definitely motivated me before that. Even when I was coming on visits, I seen him in the gym early. And Jaheim, when I talk about the dog mentality, I think he got that for sure. I remember I came off a screen. He elbowed me one time. I'm like, oh my god, you know what I'm saying? So definitely looking at him like, okay, he's bullying people. Now we gonna play. We gonna play hard. We gonna get physical.
The newcomers, again, you're one of them. About a month in, Donovan Hill has seemed like he's had a major impact already this summer. But just that collectively with those guys as a group, what have you picked apart from those guys, especially guys like Donovan who have been a journeyman in college basketball?
Right. I love Don. That's like my guy. I know we came in here the other day and worked out, and like we got some of the similar game with the post moves and stuff. So I'm just looking at him, and he's 6'6", so He's telling me like how to lean this way, how to bump this way. I'm like, okay, it's good. You know, coming from a guy who's almost an expert at the post game stuff. So listening to him and feeding off his information has made my game even develop even better.
You guys have an important little mini break coming up here in the summer, get a chance to go home, get some time off. But how important is it, Jeremiah, to not lose what you've had for the first month to now, hey, you're almost through this kind of half of summer, but hey, build on it within this little off period and then come back even better and finish the summer strong.
I'll definitely say staying in the gym. Staying in the gym. Yes, you will enjoy your vacation, your time off, but like I said, if you love basketball, you're gonna always want to play basketball. So that's it for me. Every time I go home, I always want to be in the gym. I always want to be working out with whoever. Might catch up with some friends and enjoy myself a little bit,
Yeah.
but definitely want to stay in the gym.
We've talked basketball, basketball, basketball. What do you like to do outside of basketball? What are some like hobbies that you have? If and you guys don't have a lot of time outside of basketball right now in the summer, but what are things that you like to do, Jeremiah?
I'll say I play the game. I like to get outside a little bit. You know,
Yeah.
enjoy nature. You might go for a walk or something. I got a dog back at home, so I take her
Oh,
for a walk or something. So you know, I just enjoy myself. I just chill. I ain't outgoing. I ain't going everywhere. Stay at home, go outside, enjoy nature, and play the game.
look, everybody I know wants to consume themselves within the sport that they're in, but how important is taking time to do those things to just get a little mental refresh, even if it's not an all day thing, but even if it's, hey, I'm just going to set 15, 20 minutes aside to go do one of these things, how it helps you kind of just refocus.
The crazy thing is just the balance is very important. But for me, even if I'm not playing in the gym or touching the basketball, I'm still in the back of my head thinking like game situations, like 3, 2, 1, like just picture myself hitting a
Yeah.
game winner or something. So I feel like the balance is important. Yes, you need to take time, take a break, but some my breaks might be me going to training or something and get some extra treatment done. So I'm always in somewhere getting some type of basketball treatment done.
Well, and on this note, man, you've already said when you've been out and about, people notice they see the Saluki maroon, they know who you are. Just the anticipation I know can always be there. Just how would you describe the anticipation that you have to get in front of the fans, to get inside Banterra, to start playing games, of how much you feel it each and every day here in the summer of that great anticipation for the season.
I'll say just hearing all the players talk about how you're gonna be on the big cameras soon we in the hallway, you hear the crowd going. I think hearing it or hearing it from somebody else is you don't get the full effect
Yeah.
from really being there. So I feel like once I get there, it's gonna be a shocker. But after that, I want to get the fans a show and give them what they deserve.
Jeremiah, it's been great to get to know you this summer. Appreciate the time
Yes,
and
sir.
look forward to the rest of the summer, man.
Yes, sir.
Once again, that was Jeremiah Jackson, one of the newcomers here for Saluki basketball. We hope you enjoy all of our interviews here this summer and stay locked in as we have more coverage coming here at Saluki basketball here in the summer of 2026. Go Dogs!
Yes, sir.